This video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk to you about feeling better when something unwanted happens in your life. From time to time, when we're going through life, no matter how good things are, no matter where we're from, no matter what we got going on, in any type of area of our life at any given moment, unwanted things can come our way. Things that we don't want can come our way, right? And this is something that's near and dear to me. This is something that's been on my heart, been on my chest for a long time, always on my mind for a long time. 3 years ago, my son passed away. My oldest son passed away. I took him out to the basketball court one day. It was a normal day. My son was always involved in sports and always out doing something, as far as sports and basketball. He loved basketball, and he was playing a game with his friends. His sister was out there. I took about 3 or 4 of his friends out there with him, between him and his sister. And in the middle of the game, he just passed out of the blue. And he passed away. It was totally unexpected. It was totally out of the blue. I just want to talk to you about how I dealt with that. Simply because, everyone deals with things like that on some subject, be it the loss of a loved one, or the loss of anything that you hold near and dear. I think loss and a feeling of separation or grief because of separation or lost or something you feel like you lost, I think that's kind of all one subject. I think the reason that we grieve when a loved one passes is because we feel the separation. We feel the separation. For me, that event was one of the things that I would say taught me a lot. I stand here today happy, being able to smile, right? Of course, I miss my son, of course. But on the same note, I still feel a relationship with him. I still feel a relationship with him. You would typically think when it comes to a subject like that when something that you love or someone that you love or something that you love goes away or passes, it's like, how can that thing go away from you or that person go away from you and you not feel the separation? And I was thinking about it, my son, when he was in the physical, he was out of my presence at a lot of the time then, right? He was out of my sight a lot of the time then. He was somewhere else a lot of the time then. And I didn't feel the separation from him at that point. So to me, that's an indication of if he can not be in my presence or not be in front of me or not be where I can immediately see him and I can still not feel the loss of him simply because he went somewhere, right? If that doesn't cause me to feel a loss, right, then it's one of those things where you got to kind of re-examine what you believe happens when someone passes away. I personally kind of look at it the same exact way. It's very similar to him, the same way he would leave the house to go somewhere. It's kind of the same way, and transforming back to the physical, the spiritual realm, right? It's kind of the same thing. I mean, he's not far away, right? The same way he was when he was at the basketball court with his friends and not with me. So one of the things that event taught me is, I came up with this saying that I use all the time myself, and it's about having nothing but still feeling like you have everything. Okay? Because I feel like I discovered how to do that through him passing away, through me at that time wanting something that I couldn't have, and so having to take a different approach to still feel the connection with that thing that I couldn't physically see. I hope I'm not losing you with that one, right? There's certain things that you want in life that if you want to get it, if you want to have it happen, if you want a new job, if you want a new house, if you want a new car, right? You can go out and you can do what it takes to bring that new house or that new car, that new job into your life, right? But certain events that come up in your life, it's not action oriented. Action doesn't fix the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. Certain problems, certain things that come up in life, action doesn't fix what's wrong. And when a loved one dies, when someone that you love passes away, that's kind of one of those things. There's no amount of action that you can take to change that event. And there's a whole host of things that could happen in your life just like that, where no amount of action that you can take could change the event. I'm sure you know people that may have children, right? That have conditions, right? Maybe they have some sort of mental condition or something. Okay, and that's one of those things where no amount of action that you offer can change it, right? I got a relative that has 14 years to do in the penitentiary, in jail, right? It's one of those things where no matter what, there's no amount of action you can do to change the situation, right? It's not like getting a job or like getting a new car. So to me, when you face a situation like that, in order to deal with it in a way that's beneficial. There's a lot of ways you can deal with a situation, but in order to deal with it in a way that's beneficial, when the situation that you're dealing with won't change, no matter how much action you put towards it, then to me, that's a perfect invite to change the way that you think about things, right? When you can't change, because if you could change the situation, you would, right? If you wouldn't care about thinking differently. If it came to getting a new car or getting a new house or getting a job, you would just go and get it. Forget thinking, right? But when it comes to certain things, action doesn't fix it. And when you come across one of those situations, again, you can deal with it a lot of different ways, right? What I notice is some people tend to get stuck when they're in that situation. When they're in a situation that won't change, no matter what they do, it's like, I don't know what to do. And because there's no amount of, I'm used to going out and doing things to change my situation. When I run across a situation that won't change no matter what I do, I can easily end up feeling lost because I don't see a remedy, okay? But to me, the only thing that ever really works is the way that you think. The way that you think, okay? That to me is the simplest way to change how you perceive what is coming into your life, right? Events have no power, okay? You have to understand that. I had to understand that. Events have no power. Happenings have no power. It's the meaning that I attach to that happening or to that event that makes it that makes it what it becomes for me. And so to me, it kind of all goes back to you have got to be the master of your own thoughts, right? You are the determiner of your own thoughts. You have the ability and the right to see any situation any way you want to. Again, you can deal with it however you want to, right? But to me, it makes sense when you get one of those big situations that comes along every so often that there's no matter what you do, it won't change. When you get that situation that comes into your life, that has the potential to be a blessing. But it only has the potential to be a blessing if you see it that way. It only has the potential to be a blessing if you're able to get something from it. It's not a blessing if you just get stuck as a result of that event coming into your life that you can't figure out how to change because you forgot that thought is what causes things to manifest. This is an action-oriented plane or state of existence that we're in, but nothing starts with action. Nothing starts in the physical. Everything starts with a thought. And so that is very applicable to the subject of the death of a loved one, or the feeling of a loss of something that you love, right? Or a feeling of separation from something that you want. Those are all the same exact thing, okay? The beautiful thing is that you can see a situation however you want to. You can see it as loss, you can see it as gain, you can see it as benefit, you can see it as detriment. You can see it as love, or you can see it as hate. You can see it as good, or you can see it as bad. Okay? Life is good. Life is good, okay? Life is good. And I feel blessed to be able to still say that after an event like that comes into my life, because there are people that they question whether life is good or not after something like that comes into their life, okay? I always believed that life was good before my son passed away, but now that he's passed away, I know that life is good. I don't believe it anymore. I know it now. So, you know what? I'm gonna pretty much stop on that note, okay? I had that on my heart. I wanted to give it to you, and I'm in my new studio, actually. So I wanted to get on. It's 12 o'clock at night. I wanted to get on and just kind of test out the acoustics in the studio and the backdrop and all of that good stuff. But I had this on my heart anyway. Again, this is something that's near and dear to me. So I'm gonna pretty much, I'm gonna end on that note, okay? Life causes you to think, okay? Life causes you to think, all right? Life wants you to realize the power of your thought. And when we don't realize the power of our thoughts, then we find ourselves not enjoying life as much as we should. So that is the message for you, all right? There is no situation that you could ever be presented with that you cannot think your way out of. And so if that's the case, okay, it's not about what you have. It's not about what's happening. It's about how you think, okay? You truly can have nothing and feel like you have everything, because you can choose to see it that way within your own mind, okay? And once you see it that way, once you start to think in alignment with that, and once you start to believe that, and once you start to know it, then the law says that life has to give you more of how you feel. And so, again, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I tell you what I'm going to do, though. I want you to like the video. Hit the like button if you like the video. I know I probably rambled off a lot, but again, this is a subject that's near and dear to me. Hit the like button if you like the video. I plan on putting out more videos along this same subject, okay? Because I really want to talk more about what it is to have nothing and feel like, and still be able to feel like you have everything. I still want to talk about that, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people deal with in so many different areas. Loss and separation and grief for one reason or the other. And so, again, I want to release some more content on this. Like the video if you liked the video, okay? And that'll be an indication to me that there are people out there that want to hear more of this content. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. My name is Maurice Bey. I hope you got value from the video, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.